Assalamualaikum and hi madam, my name is Farah Natasha. So today I would like to start our group presentation with the introduction. So I will start with the three main focus of this project. The first one is to develop a secure digital repository for electronic health records. Second one is to automate the appointment scheduling and to minimize clinic crowding. And the last one is seamlessly integrate medical billing and digital prescription modules for the in-scope and out-of-scope. In terms of scope, the system includes core features like role-based user, patient management, appointment booking, consumption details, and billing. However, to keep the project realistic, we have to exclude external lab or extra integration, online payment gateways, and also multi-branch synchronization. Next one is constraint and assumption. So for constraint and assumption, this project must be complete within the current academic semester with a zero budget, relying strictly on open source tools like XAMPP. So we also assume that the clinic staff possess basic computer literacy to operate the interfaces. Next, I will brief you about methodology for our clinic management system. So we adopted a waterfall model for three main reasons. The first reason is for the height structure. The second one is for project fit. Since our project is focused strictly on system analysis design, it allows us to lock down the requirement without overlapping the deliverable phases. Second one is to accurate a blueprints. It is because it helps us 100% on translating clinic workflows into prices, data flow diagrams, and database structure. So as you can see, this is our PERT chart and Gantt chart for this project. The purpose of our PERT chart in this project is to visualize task dependency and determine the project's timelines. And if you can see, the critical path, which is the longest path, is ABCDGH, which is the total duration is 10 weeks. Any delays in this specific task will directly impact the final submission of date. Next one is Gantt chart. As you can see, the project life cycle is total duration is 14 weeks.
Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. My name is Ayana Kaisara Bashusha binti Muhammad Nizam. So today I would like to talk about my part is context diagram. This is the context diagram for our clinic management system. That's showing the data flow between the system and three main entities: patient, doctors, and staff. So for patient will send a registration, appointment, and payment into the system and receive back confirmation and invoices. For the second entity is doctor flow. So doctors input their login, diagnosis, prescription, while the system provide them with their patient history and schedule. Third is staff law. Staff members input their login info, registration data, and dispensive logs, and they receive patient profile and bill invoices. So that is our clinic management system for my part, context diagram. So that's all from me. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Aini Nazura binti Muhammad Zairin. I will present level 0 data flow diagram of our clinic management system. It illustrates how data flows between the user, the system processes, and the databases. There are three external entities: patient, staff, and doctor. The patient provides personal information and books appointment. The staff manage registration and scheduling, while the doctor updates the patient's medical record after consultation. The system consists of four main processes: patient registration, appointment management, medical record management, and billing and payment. Each process stores or retrieves data from its respective database, namely patient record, appointment, medical record, and billing and payment. Overall, this TFD helps us understand how information flows through the system, ensuring that clinic operations are efficient, organized, and accurate. That's all from me.
Hello, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Today, I will be presenting the data flow diagram level 1 for my final project, the clinic management system. So this diagram illustrates how information flows through our system's core functional modules to ensure a seamless clinical workflow. So in this diagram, there is 8 The first one is 1.1, verify user login, and then 1.2, process new registration, and then check availability, book slot, retrieve medical history, record clinical notes, calculate bill and generate invoice, and the last one is process payment. So to understand this system, let's trace the happy path. First, we have to trace the happy path of a patient interaction. So the first one is authentication. First, the system secures access by verifying login credentials for both staff and doctors via process 1.1. And then for patient intake, meaning that when a new patient arrives, process 1.2 captures their registration data, which is then persisted in D1 patient record. Okay, and then for scheduling, where we moving to the appointment module, process 2.1 checks D2 appointment, the data store D2 appointment for available slots. Once a patient selects a time, process 2.2 confirms the booking, updating the D2 appointment, and then they will update the D2 appointment data store. Okay, and then for clinical consultation, during the visit, process 3.1 pulls historical data from D1 patient record to give the record context. And then after the consultation, process 3.2 records the new clinical notes and diagnosis directly into D3 medical record. And the last one which is billing and closure. So finally, process 4.1 uses the treatment and medication data to calculate the total cost and generate an invoice. Process 4.2 then finalizes the transaction, ensuring all financial data is stored in D4, data store D4, billing and payment. So in summary, this level 1 DFD modularizes the system into 4 distinct areas: user management, appointment booking, clinical documentation, and financial processing. This structure ensures that patient data remains consistent and traceable throughout every stage of clinic's operation. So that's all from me. Thank you. That's all from me. Thank you.
Hello and good day to my panel members and my beloved lecturer. Today I will present the Enhanced Entity Relationship Diagram, or as known as EERD, for our clinic management system. So, looking at diagram, our architecture implements a superclass and subclass specialization for the employee entity. The core credentials like username and password are centralized in the employee superclass table. We utilize MEMP_type, or as called as employee type, as our subtype discriminator to seamlessly map records into the staff or doctor subclass tables based on their operational roles. You will notice the double line and the D symbol representing a total disjoint constraint. This strictly ensures that an employee belongs to exactly one subclass role at one time. Next, let us focus on the core transactional flow of the clinic. A major highlight of our schema design is the appointment table. In system analysis, patients and doctors share a many-to-many relationship, since a patient can see multiple doctors and a doctor can treat multiple patients. To resolve this, appointment functions as a solid bridge or associative entity. It maps this relationship cleanly using composite foreign keys while keeping a unique A_appointment ID as its distinct primary key. This approach effectively prevents data redundancy and ensures excellent data integrity. Moving forward, each appointment directly contains exactly one medical record in a normalized one-to-one relationship. Finally, the workflow concludes at the billing entity. To ensure the database remains highly efficient for future querying and reporting, we avoided complex composite primary keys here. B_invoice number or B invoice number is structured as the primary key, while the M_record ID and the staff MP_employee ID act strictly as foreign key to track the specific medical record bill and the staff member processing it. In summary, the EERD layout is fully normalized, robust, and structurally ready to be mapped into physical SQL tables. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum and selamat sejahtera. My name is Nur Adriana. For my part, I'm going to present about the interface design. Okay, first of all, for the input design, of our clinic management system, I focus more on creating seamless and efficient experience for the clinic staff. Firstly, I use the user-friendly layout instead of complex interface. I designed a clean and intuitive layout that allows staff to navigate through the form quickly without feeling overwhelmed by the system. And then I also use the logical organization for our patient registration form. I group the related information into sections like personal details and medical history because to ensure that the data collections follow the natural flow which aligns with the functional and requirement we established in the analysis phases of our project. And then we have the error prevention to maintain the data integrity. I implemented specific input controls like data pickers and drop-down menus. And then I have the real-time context where we are looking at the appointment booking form. I include a side panel for doctor availability and booking guidelines so that to make the efficient appointment scheduling system that minimize clinic crowding. And then I use the consistency and clarity by using clear label and helpful placeholder to ensure that interface provide constant guidance that to the user. And then the consistent reflects the technical application design in our design phase, where we aim to create our user-friendly blueprint that serves as the foundation for future software development. Okay, I'm going to tell why this design have connected to my clinic system management because we want to minimize the clinic crowding and manage the actually why we created this because we want to minimize the clinic crowding and manage patients queues efficiently, and this design support my security digital responsibly that by making sure the data is that user enter is clean, accurate, and easy for the system to store in the database. And then would like to move on to our output design, which act as the final deliverable for the system user. The primary goal here was to create a professional and clear documentations that enhance our user comprehension and clinic efficiency. The medical report is organized with a clear information hierarchy. We ensure that critical data such as patient ID and the doctor diagnosis and prescribed medications, it's easy to read at one glance. And this design support our project objective which implementing a secure digital repository which helps replace the disorganized manual paperwork and traditionally found in clinic. And finally, I prioritize efficiency by including quick access button for print and export PDF on all our output. We know that the clinic staff work in a very fast-paced environment, so we need these features were designed to save them time while maintaining a professional look for a very document generated. By keeping the interface simple and consistent, we have ensured that the system is easy to cooperate even for the staff with only the basic computer literacy. And last but not least, we structured this in a clear tabular format that separate items, quantity, and prices so that we can directly tie to our goal of integrating a medical billing module that automates financial transactions so that we can ensure that they are processed cleanly and without ambiguity. And that's all for my part. Thank you. Okay, in conclusions, this project has successfully translated into the clinic functional requirements into a structured, user-friendly digital system by replacing manual process with our input and output design interface. And we have created a foundation that significantly minimizes human error and streamlines clinic operations such as appointment, scheduling, and medical report management. And this system provides a professional's efficient and consistent digital blueprints that supports the clinic goals of improving patient care and organizationally productivity. And that's all from our group. Thank you.